In the bustling heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierced the sky like ambitious dreams, Rachel Maddow stepped out of a sleek black car onto the rain-slicked sidewalk. It was 2025, and the ink had barely dried on her latest contract, a staggering $25 million deal that cemented her as one of broadcasting's untouchable icons. Headlines screamed about her triumph, but as she clutched her coat against the autumn chill, a quiet unease gnawed at her. Fame's spotlight had always been a double-edged sword, illuminating her sharp intellect while casting long shadows over the life she truly cherished. Little did the world know, behind the polished facade of primetime analysis lay a secret world, one built on whispers of love and acts of quiet rebellion against a divided nation. Rachel's days were a whirlwind of studios and soundbites, dissecting politics with the precision of a surgeon. But her nights belonged to a hidden sanctuary far from the city's glare, a sprawling mansion tucked away in the rolling hills of upstate New York, shrouded by ancient oaks and guarded by discretion. Purchased years ago under a veil of anonymity, it wasn't a monument to excess but a haven of purpose. The $25 million deal wasn't just about ratings, it was fuel for something greater. Rachel had always believed in the power of humanity to bridge divides, a lesson etched into her soul from a childhood marked by her father's unwavering kindness to strangers. In a world fracturing along ideological lines, she saw her wealth as a tool, not a trophy. Her partner, Susan, was the anchor in this storm. Their love story spanned 25 years, born in the unlikeliest of places, a chance meeting at an art gallery in 2000, where Susan's vibrant paintings captured Rachel's heart as much as her wit did. Through career highs and personal lows, including Susan's battle with a chronic illness that tested their bond, they had built a life of quiet resilience. Susan, with her artist's eye for beauty in the broken, often reminded Rachel, true power isn't in the words you broadcast, it's in the lives you touch unseen. In 2025, as Rachel's fame peaked, their mansion became more than a home, it was a secret refuge for those society overlooked. One crisp October evening, as golden leaves carpeted the driveway, Rachel arrived home to find Susan in the sunroom, sketching under the soft glow of lamps. "You look like you've carried the weight of the world today," Susan said, setting aside her charcoal. Rachel sank into the couch, confessing the hollowness she felt despite the deal's fanfare. "It's all noise, Sue. What if I'm just adding to the echo chamber?" Susan smiled, her eyes twinkling with that familiar spark. "Then let's make some real music. Remember why we bought this place?" The mansion wasn't listed on any map of celebrity estates, it was a covert operation of compassion. Over the years, they had transformed its wings into safe spaces for refugees fleeing political turmoil, artists stifled by censorship, and families shattered by economic despair. Funded by Rachel's earnings, it operated in shadows, a testament to selflessness in an era of selfies. The next morning brought an unexpected visitor, courtesy of a tip from one of Rachel's underground networks. A young journalist named Mia, barely 25, knocked tentatively on the mansion's ornate door. She had fled her home country after exposing corruption, arriving in the U.S. with nothing but a backpack and a story that could topple regimes, if anyone listened. Rachel, recognizing the fire in Mia's eyes that mirrored her own youthful drive, invited her in. Over coffee in the kitchen, Mia poured out her tale, persecution, loss, and a dream to amplify voices like hers. But in America, she faced bureaucracy and indifference, her visa hanging by a thread. Rachel listened, her heart aching with empathy. This was no abstract debate, it was humanity in flesh and blood. As days turned to weeks, Mia became part of the mansion's hidden family. Rachel introduced her to the others, a Syrian doctor rebuilding his life, a Midwestern teacher escaping online harassment for her progressive views, and a veteran artist whose work challenged norms. The mansion buzzed with shared stories around the dinner table, where laughter mingled with tears. Susan, ever the nurturer, organized art therapy sessions, helping residents heal through creation. Rachel, drawing from her $25 million windfall, quietly funded legal aid for Mia's asylum case and connected her with mentors in media. But the real magic lay in the connections formed. Mia taught the doctor English through political podcasts, while the teacher shared recipes that evoked home for all. Yet, an unexpected turn loomed. One stormy night, as thunder rattled the windows, Rachel received a frantic call from her producer. A rival network had caught wind of irregular activities at an upstate property linked to her name. Paparazzi drones hovered, and whispers of a secret life threatened to explode into scandal. Rachel's heart raced, not for her reputation, but for the vulnerable souls under her roof. "If this gets out, they'll be exposed," she whispered to Susan, pacing the study. Susan, calm as ever, took her hand. "Then we adapt. Love isn't hidden because it's ashamed, it's protected because it's precious." In that moment, Rachel had a profound realization: her public persona, built on truth-telling, could no longer coexist with total secrecy. The power of humanity wasn't in isolation but in bold vulnerability. The crisis escalated when Mia, overhearing the turmoil, offered to leave. "I won't be the reason your world crumbles," she said, eyes brimming with gratitude and guilt. Rachel paused, then shook her head. "No. This is bigger than us." Drawing on her 25 years of love with Susan, a bond forged in authenticity, she decided to turn the tables. Instead of denial, she would reveal the mansion's true purpose on her show, framing it not as a scandal but as a call to action. The $25 million deal. Part of it would seed a public foundation for similar sanctuaries nationwide. It was a risk. Conservatives might decry it as elitist meddling, liberals as performative. But Rachel saw it as selfless truth. The emotional climax unfolded live on air, 2 weeks later. With Susan by her side in the studio, a rare public appearance, Rachel addressed the camera, voice steady but laced with emotion. "For 25 years, I've shared a love that taught me kindness isn't optional, it's essential. Tonight, I reveal my secret life, a home where strangers become family, where selflessness rebuilds what division destroys." She introduced Mia via video link from the mansion, who shared her story, her voice cracking as she thanked Rachel. Viewers watched as residents appeared, their faces blurred for safety, recounting acts of generosity that transformed despair into hope. Calls flooded in, donations, offers of help. A veteran viewer, moved to tears, pledged his own property as a sister sanctuary. In that broadcast, compassion rippled outward, proving one act could ignite a movement. As the show ended, Rachel embraced Susan backstage, the weight lifting from her shoulders. The mansion, no longer hidden, evolved into a network of hope, funded by her deal and amplified by public support. Mia's asylum was granted, and she joined Rachel's team, her voice now broadcasting truth to millions. The unexpected exposure, born of crisis, became a beacon, reminding America that beneath partisan lines lay shared humanity. In the quiet aftermath, back at the mansion under starlit skies, Rachel reflected on their journey. The $25 million was mere currency, the real wealth was in the lives intertwined, the kindness echoed. Their 25-year love story wasn't just romance, it was a blueprint for generosity, showing that selflessness could heal a nation's wounds. As leaves whispered in the wind, Rachel whispered to Susan, "We did it." And in that simple truth lay an uplifting message: in a world of secrets and strife, the power of humanity shines brightest when shared, inspiring us all to open our doors, our hearts, and build bridges where walls once stood.